restore normal operations. Meanwhile, the Ghana Fire Service says while cause of the fire is unknown,
there was extensive damage. So we are yet to finally get the right figures. The cause of the fire is yet to be determined. So the preliminary investigation has commenced.
Ausa ubani mia ube kunyana au ube kunyana ubani me ube kunyana gawo bijimi ubagbe mialo akani to bijimi lano fromi naka ubani me ube kunyana au mami ubani me ube kunyana au ube kunyana ubani me ube kunyana Kao bijimi obagbe mialo akani to bijimi mano from inaga ubani mi ube kunyana.
It is quite unfortunate, but some of the common causes that can lead to this fire outbreak in Akosombo. We can talk of electrical fault. We can also talk about aging infrastructure. We can also talk of oil-related fires, and we can also say causes that can lead to a fire outbreak in Akosombo. So when we talk of electrical fault, we are talking of the circuit and also the cables and also some of the related insulation. Some of the power station, they use oil in order to cool their system. So maybe if there are breakages in the cooling system or in the wire cable, it may also lead to the fire outbreak in Akosombo. And we are also talking about old infrastructure. Akosombo has been in existence for a number of decades. It was established in 1965. It is old, but ever since that I was born, I have not even heard that Akosombo has gotten fire. So it is very highly that because of the old infrastructure might lead to the fire outbreak in Akosombo. At least, so these are some of the causes that might lead to the fire outbreak in Akosombo. But as a country, it is unfortunate that we are experiencing this sort of problem, even though we praise to God and we thank God that no one has gotten bent down or no one has injured or anybody has died. We praise to God. But as this fire outbreak that started in 2 a.m. in the 23rd April 2026, it is quite unfortunate. It is quite unfortunate. But what can we do? There's nothing that we can do here. But at least we should have put in place a preventive measures. Preventive measures might be the most important solution that would have installed or would have been put in place. Otherwise, this thing wouldn't have been happened. There's a lot of bloggers, a lot of people saying a whole lot of things concerning the fire outbreaks in Akosombo.
Hey. Majority of Nkura ewo Ghana omo kanye dum all because MPP omo call for mo ECG ebi hihye Akosombo no omo hyeda etwaja ato Akosombo nim. Enti me no can say uni kania it is clear. You need to understand say MPP for no they want something to talk about because Oma ye bibia omo tumi fan tag John Mahama. Oma ye bibia omo tumi fan tag NDC aban no. They want to start that conversation of some can dum so omo boa. Into right now they will start burning ECG equipment. This is just the beginning. The government should pay attention. The NDC government should not just sit there idle and think say everybody wants their success. No, the NPP are bent on making sure say omo be say mine their shamo. No more creative bibia to Ghana for team say John Mahama aba and they do mo kania or no pa omo go TV so radio say hey kania they do say John Mahama sadi dum so aba. That is what they do. That is what they are known for. Enti aban we enya very very careful, vigilant. In fact, they should tighten securities around your power generators, and it be very sensitive, because that is the new strategy of Bawumia and the MPP. They have no way about power. They have no message, because one, let me tell you, Mahmoud Bawumia cannot talk about economy. He's done. So you free when it comes to economy. He does not know anything about economy. Mahmoud Bawumia cannot talk about energy. We all know during his time as the vice president, we went through the worst in energy distribution in Ghana. Right now, we have seen the revamp Ghana for Ehusibia and the Nkania Ewo Ghana. Mahmoud Bawumia cannot talk about security. Under his leadership as the head of the police council, Yabonipan was during elections. We saw people being killed in the Volta region. Bawumia was the head of the police council. He cannot speak on security. Mahmoud Bawumia cannot speak on employment, because under his leadership as the economic management team head, we had 100,000 people they deceived in the form of NAPCO. They did not employ anybody. We had back log of nurses or mutifia. They could not employ them. We are talking about things they created that they could not create one job. We all know. We are here. People are here. We saw it. Mahmoud Bawumia cannot speak about anything that has got to do with building a nation. So critically or realistically, Mahmoud Bawumia has no message.
If I should believe what they are saying that it is planned to sabotage the government. Maybe it is true, maybe it's not true. But we all know that it is 2 a.m. that this thing started. Fortunate as I said, but at least if there were installation of CCTV cameras, would have gone back to play back the CCTV videos and the footages to know exactly what happened or what transpired in that dawn, so that it might lead us to a proper investigation. Now we are doing investigation. What sort of things that we have in order to know that the fire outbreak was caused by this or was caused by that? We are not serious as a country. A whole power station, and we do not have any installation of CCTV camera. A whole power station. I am starting to be corrected. A whole power station, we do not have CCTV camera, so that in case of anything happen, we will retrieve the footages and we will retrieve the evidences from it to review what causes it and why it happened. We are not serious as a country, but this will serve as a lesson for us, so that there will be a proper preventive measures and proper solution towards this infrastructure which has been gotten burned. I hope so. But as we are moving forward, we shouldn't use politics to destroy ourselves. We shouldn't use politics trying to sabotage a certain government. We shouldn't use politics in order trying to defame the government, because the government in power is doing what will benefit the country. We all know that Akosombo is actually the backbone of this country, apart from our minerals that we have in the country. Akosombo has served its purpose ever since that it was built and was established in 1965 when it was completed. It is quite unfortunate that we have come to this end, but it is not completely destroyed. And I know that our leaders will try as much as possible to force engineers, if there's a kind of money that they need in order to replace some of the burnt items, so that it will be fixed, so that Akosombo will come back in its full capacity, so that the power outages and also the low shadows that some of us we are experiencing in Ghana, it will be resolved, so that all the citizens and everybody in the country will be happy. Quite unfortunate that it has happened. We've heard that a minister of energy recently came and they started this transformer installation. We didn't know that this thing would happen today, but at least it is all good. It helped us in order to put a lot of structures in place, because we are moving forward. We are developing as a developing country. We are just moving forward, okay? But as I was saying, whoever, if it is politics and whoever which is behind this agenda, if it was a politician that plot against this, bribing someone at the power point or at the power station in order to bend this Akosombo Dam, their secret will come to light one day. Whatever that they are doing, plotting against the nation, any conversation which has gone in order to cripple this country, It will come to light one day. Bet me. We don't sit in a country and plot against the country in this way. Why? Because you want to gain a political point. Okay, what about tomorrow to come in power? Or if the government could not even resolve this Akosombo issue, and tomorrow your party come in power, the citizen wouldn't put pressure on your government in order to resolve that pending Akosombo issue? True, it is. The citizen will put pressure on the government, right? You want to serve the country with good heart, with your plans, right? All because we want to develop the country. But you have to be united with the party in power, because the party is doing what is right, what will benefit the country. They are not stealing money. They are using the money to do what is right in the country. So you have to support that party. You have to support that regime. We all having a national agenda. Our national agenda is to develop the country, isn't it? It is. So what all this sort of plot, all this is plan, what sort of all this agenda, what is the purpose and what is the meaning of this? It saddened my heart when I heard that Akosombo has been burnt down. I don't want to push much into it that it was some people that intended to burn the whole power station down. But if it is true, it is unfortunate. If it is true, it is unfortunate. We have only one Ghana, and we have to develop it. We have to modernize our societies. We have to interconnect our communities. Let's take politics aside. It is not election year. Let's take politics aside. Unite. Mobilize ourselves together and develop the country. Because when the country is being developed, it is the benefit of you and I. It is the benefit of a generation that are yet to born. It is the benefit for your businesses that you are establishing in the country to thrive. If this country is not developed, tell me, the businesses that you are establishing in the country, can it grow? No, it can't. We are using tourism in order to promote the country. It started from the administration of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So if this power station which has been gotten burned, how would it be possible for other diaspora to come and visit the country when they have heard that Ghana has been plotted into doom so, or Ghana is facing energy challenges? Will they come? They won't. Why do we have to sabotage the country in this manner? Why do we have to sabotage the country in this manner? It is uncalled for. Whoever did this, if it is true, you should put yourself in shame. And whosoever is working at the PowerPoint also allowed himself to be bribed and did what he did. The person is to be put himself in shame and cry. This is not how we develop the country. You might get the money from a politician to plot us against into this situation. But ask yourself, how long will you survive on that money? How long will you survive on that money that you have been given? Individual, as we are living in the country, we are the problems of ourselves. We are the problems of ourselves. Let all have rightful mind to develop our country. And I am using this medium and opportunity to also tell our ministers in our ministry who are sitting there ass down without getting to the root, without getting to the ground, to know exactly what their directors and managers are doing. Ministers, you do not have to sit in your offices in Accra without checking whatever your directors in the various ministries are doing, in our various government agencies are doing. Because the person who is a director, you wouldn't know whether the person is whether the person is from your party or whether the person is from the opposing party. These are the actual people that they will use to sabotage the government. You have to check your CEOs. You have to check them because these are the people that they will use to fight against the government. There's a whole lot of demonstration which has gone on. We know past years there were some doctors who were saying that they were not getting their conditions of services, their allowances is not being paid. But when a certain party came in power, they did not demonstrate. But when another party comes, because they are opposing party to that party who is in the regime now, they have to go on the demonstration. That should give you a fair idea of the kind of association and party they belong to. So if these people, there are some people who have been made directors and the CEOs in these agencies, they will rather use them to fight against the government. We have been seeing JM making his shoes dirty, going to the ground, supervising, checking. But if you, the ministers, you are sitting in your office without getting to the ground, you have to travel, make yourself dirty, go to the ground. Because after all, you are serving the purpose. Because when they appointed you as a minister, you said you would do it according to the oath that you guys swore. So you have to go to the ground. You have to check your directors. You have to check your managers if they are doing right. It is so unfortunate. Let's start today. Let's start today and do what is right. Your responsibility will make the country thrive. Whatever that you are doing today, if it is right, will help the country develop. And I am also put this to directors and managers in our agencies. Please, if you are a director and if you are a manager and you belong to a different party, and because the party in regime now is not your party, so you want to sabotage them by doing a whole lot of things, causing a whole lot of problem in the ministry, your secret will be brought to light one day. Some of us, we know some of you who have been doing all these things. But sometimes, always I say that whoever that you want to appoint to manage a certain agency or a certain sector, you don't need to look on your party affiliation. Even if someone is from a different party and the person is so dull, having much experience, and you think the person can able to do the work very well, we have to give the work to the person to do so that when the person defaults, we can hold the person responsible. But what are we seeing? What are we seeing? And also, some of the people in the NDC party, I'm also saying these things to you. The president's seat, it is not everybody who will even get close to the presidency seat in order to sit on. It is not everybody who was born as a leader or who is born as a leader. It is not everybody. Maybe today it is someone's turn, tomorrow it might be your turn. Or maybe tomorrow you cannot even get close to the seat. It shouldn't be like we have to sabotage the person. It shouldn't be like we have to frustrate the person. There's a whole lot of things which has gone on in our energy sector. There's a lot of things that has gone on in our energy sector. So as an NDC government that came and took the power, we thought, as a nation, we thought those people to book and to be punished. But still now, these people are still roaming about free. Meanwhile, there's a lot of money that people have stolen from the energy sector. We don't even care. But what are we seeing today? Burning down the whole power station, burning it down. What kind of mindset that some of us are we having? It is so unfortunate. It is so unfortunate. So the measure that I have put in place, our leaders, please, it is time for us to install CCTV cameras in our marketplaces, ministries, CCTV cameras in our agencies, in all sectors within our economy. We have to set it.
Awo ubani mia ube kunyana, awo ube kunyana, ubani mi ube kunyana, gawo bijimi ubagbe mialo.